Hello and welcome again. It's rooflemonger with another top 10 move list, this time for Bob in Tekken 7. So Bob has over 100 moves and that's too many. So we're hunting this down to the 10 most useful moves that you need to know for Bob. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, and to just kind of start at the start, we have our standing jab, just stand one. It's his fastest move, comes in at 10 frames, it's plus on block, it's advantage on hit. And that's kind of all it really needs to be said. It's not flashy, it ain't sexy, it ain't cool, but it's cornerstone of your offense and you need to know it. That said, he does have a couple follow-ups, so the main ones you need to know are 1-3, and just follow up with a quick little low to catch people who are sleeping, and 1-1-2, which is his max damage jab punish. Comes in at 24, it's fairly respectable. Now, next up we have back at 2-2, which is this guy. What makes this good, on top of being his fastest mid attack, is it actually goes down incredibly low. So it can beat a lot of moves that are very low to the ground, including Ling's Art of the Phoenix stance. It will catch her. It's only -3 on block, so it's not that bad on block. And it's +8 on hit, so you're fairly good frame advantage afterwards, so you can go in for whatever little mix-ups you can think of. Next up is one of his two scary low attacks. It's down, back 3 and 4 together, and 4, which is this. So here, kind of John Claude kicks him in the leg and knocks him down. So what makes this good is, on top, doing respectable damage, it actually leaves you at somewhat of really good frame advantage. It leaves you at +8 frames. So after this, you can kind of follow up with a bit of a 50-50. Like you can either go for, down 2. And if they try to hit any button afterwards, they'll be hit and keep in mind it's a mid. Or you can go for down back 4, which is a far-reaching low. Or really anything you want. You're at +8 frames afterwards, so you can kind of do whatever you want. And they have to mostly groove on it, because if they do try to hit a button, being at such massive frame disadvantage, they're more likely going to lose whatever they try. Now next up we have up forward 1 and 2, which is this. So in and of itself it's not too special, but its follow-ups are what make it good. So we have, the more important of the two in my opinion, is up forward 1 and 2 and the 4 follow-up, which is this. So it is safe on block, it's -9, which is still safe, it's just, your turn's over after that. The move itself too has some good range to it, and you see here, it does wall splat. So it's good for getting wall combos off and the like. But the second hit is duckable. As you see here, it hits high. So the second follow-up is to mitigate that. So if you hit 1 and 2 again as a follow-up, with this big belly bounce, which is a mid. And just like the former, it is a splat move. So you can get whatever you can think of coming off the corner. So these two combined make for one really good move, and once again, it's great for the range. It's one of the few moves that can Bob has that can really punish, say, Paul's Death Fist with all the pushback it has, because of the range it can come out at. Now our next move is one of 2 moves that we'll be listing here that comes off his wave dash, which is just forward, then you hit down, down, forward, and see here he does that. So it is wave dash 1. Now see here, just a nice little punch in the face, and it knocks down. So what makes this good is 1, it's very safe in blocks, only -2. It does lead to a full combo on counter hit. So we can knock this up here. See here, it does a little spiral, so you can get kind of whatever you want after that. And like some of the other moves listed, it's also a wall splat. And you can get what you can think of. So it's a multi-purpose move, and other than the fact that it hits high, there's almost no downside to tossing it out. And our next wave dash attack is Bob's second scary low attack, besides his down, back 3 and 4 together. And it's quite simple, so you wave dash, and 4, and then 1 and 2 together. So if the first hit hits, second hit is guaranteed. You can make it come out quite quick, because for the wave dash, you do not need to wait for the whole dash to play out in any way, shape, or form. You just can do it That's basically quick as your fingers can pull it off. So it's quite a quick low, and at 34 it's a decent, hefty chunk of damage for a low. And you can keep your pressure up after the knockdown, and so on and so forth. And now our next two moves are his two launchers. So up, forward, and 3 is kind of your bog standard hop kick. See here, it launches him nice and clean into the air, and you can get, you know, whatever combo you choose afterwards. Into a wall splat, into whatever. So it's not the fastest move, but it is a low crush, meaning it will go over low attacks. You see here? Generally any move that looks like it goes over lows will go over lows. So it's pretty simple. Get your hop kick in, good damage, it's punishable, but them's the breaks. Now our second launching move is down, forward, and 2. Now unlike a lot of other characters who this launches normally, see here, they're not leaving the ground. But as you see here, we turn on counter hit, and now all of a sudden, it's just like anyone else. So it's obviously not as ideal as some other characters that it only launches on counter hit, but the one advantage Bob has now, with that said, is unlike a lot of other people's down forward 2s, his is not punishable on block. So if they block it, you're still safe. Other people, they launch with that move and they'll take a beating for it if it gets blocked. So with that, you give a little, you get a little, you know? So it's a unique thing with Bob. He does have one actually third launcher, which we'll get into a little bit later, which is his real true big boy launcher. Now here we have one of Bob's more fun moves. It's sidestep 1 and 2 together. See here? So he can actually have a unique attack out of his sidestep. So on top of adding the evasive properties of sidestep into a hit, also is a wall splatter, as you can see here. So you can get something into a wall splat and choose your positioning and help like ease them into the corner with it, and then get your reward once they're splatted. You see there. So a lot of characters, they have to either just cancel the sidestep into a jab or something, but Bob gets to attack right out of it. And it is safe on block too, so there's really no penalty for tossing it out, other than if you were just say to miss. But considering now Bob can make such great use of sidesteps, it's really good to toss out and just like confuse people with unfinished strings, tossing it out, or hoping to catch their attack back on you and dodging it and smacking them back in the face. And our final move is while rising from a crouch, 2-1. So you see here, it's a launcher, and we mentioned earlier how Bob's normal down forward 2 doesn't launch. Now, a lot of people have wall rising 2 as a launcher, but what makes Bob special is his is the fastest in the game by a lot. Comes in at 14 frames, so it can punish a lot of moves with a launcher that a lot of people can't. And like I said, no other person rather has a launcher from full crouch that is simply that fast. So just like any other launcher, you know, you get whatever you want for your combo choice. You know, kind of world's your oyster, but it's just great to keep in mind, and it has a bit of range on it, as you can hear while we're rising. It's not exactly point blank, so you can be a little far away. Not too far. But that second hit also, if the first one were whiffed, that second hit does come out quite far away. As you see there. Alright, so we're at the end of the video here. So these moves are compiled. It's an amalgamation of my personal opinion from playing Bob and from players who are obviously much better than me. So, you know, take with a grain of salt. Not every move you might agree with will make the top 10, but it's my video, so there we are. Anyways, I hope this video finds you well. So go out there and have some fun and play some Tekken.